Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene.
If Tony Yayo were a coffee, he'd be triple espresso with a side of I don't need nobody. Hot, jittery, and way too strong for haters to handle. While the rest of the rap world is still begging for labels to approve their Snapchat filters, Yayo's out there booking Canada and Europe tours like he's on a quest.
Of my position, Kim is my partner. I'm not his artist. I was the CEO of Diplomats. I made Diplomats with him. I was with him for every bit of his journey. Credit for a bunch of shit I do in this industry.
To claim the Eiffel Tower and Niagara Falls as personal flex zones, independence isn't just a word for him, it's a lifestyle, a full-blown brand, a middle finger wrapped in designer leather to anyone who thinks he can't pull moves solo. And don't get it twisted, these aren't low-key basement shows. He's talking full-on light, smoke, and the type of energy that makes your grandma question if she should have gone to bingo instead.
What they love hop? They supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones. Hey, I made the name Love of Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name. I didn't know that.
Dead. Meanwhile, the haters, Yayo sees them like background noise in a movie theater, ignored, irrelevant, and slightly confused about why their popcorn keeps flying at the screen. The suspense, you feel it in the air when he posts a tour photo, because every city he lands in is a subtle reminder that he doesn't need a cosign, a mentor, or even a decent Wi-Fi connection from the label to make moves. He's rewriting the manual on how to be a self-made artist in an industry built on dependency. And just when you think the plot can't thicken, Yayo throws in a twist. The haters who laughed at him booking a 12-city European tour are suddenly the ones showing up that
gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No Diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You wanna go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries.
At his shows, waving their hands like he's the Pope of independent hustle. Bold, dramatic, and hilarious. This is Tony Yayo saying, I don't care about your opinion, but I will cash your skepticism as rent while touring Paris and Toronto. That's not just independence, that's a mic drop lifestyle that makes other rappers look like kids holding lemonade stands while he's running a global empire of flex.
Ever, he's never been talked about like this ever in his life. They got 100 on me now. I got like 40, 50 on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's right now. Get this right now. Right now. Anyone you right now. And it ain't a money thing, but this is here. You heard? If you want to get busy, is the money on the line?
Tony Yayo doesn't whisper about loyalty. He screams it like a kid in a candy store who just found the last chocolate bar. He draws the line with Memphis Bleak, pointing at the Jay-Z hierarchy like a teacher scolding a student who stole the glue stick. See Bleak? He might as well be saying, hanging in the shadows while Jay-Z takes center stage, clutching his bank account and his ego like a toddler with a security blanket. Unlike that.
Credit for a bunch of shit I do in this industry. What they love hop? They supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones. Hey, I made the name Love of Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name. I didn't know that.
Yayo paints a picture of 50 Cent as the ultimate ride or die, the one who drags him on stage, ensures the crowd knows his name, and basically treats him like family, not like a forgotten cameo in someone else's biopic. The drama escalates because he's not just bragging, he's flexing moral superiority over the game's OGs, calling out the difference between transactional friendships and true loyalty. He's daring fans to choose spotlight or shadow, selfishness or solidarity, old school scorn or street code love. And here's the kicker, he does it with subtle humor, tossing shade without needing a flaming torch.
Credit for a bunch of shit I do in this industry. What they love hop? They supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones. Hey, I made the name Love of Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name. I didn't know that.
By putting himself next to 50 and contrasting Bleak's quiet sidelining, Yayo is essentially saying, I can make it, I can shine, and I can carry my own legacy, no cameo required. The suspense is delicious because every fan is now on edge. Will this throwback comparison spark reconciliation, or are we about to witness the rap version of a Shakespearean betrayal unfolding live on social media? Meanwhile, Bleak's probably somewhere sipping tea, silently calculating whether he should clap back or just nod in existential horror. The bold truth Yayo serves up. Real loyalty is rare, and if you can't get it, you either starve in the shadows or go carve your own throne. Yayo, he chose the throne, Europe tour included. Tony Yayo doesn't just talk about loyalty, he hands out receipts. Calling Jay-Z selfish is like announcing that water is wet, but he spices it with street seasoning. He points to Bleak, who's spent decades orbiting the Hav galaxy, occasionally blessed with a token nod. While Jay-Z pockets the glory, Yayo frames it not as a slight, but as a leadership deficiency. If you're truly king, your kingdom thrives, not just your crown. He twists the narrative, painting Jay as a boss who forgot that elevating others is part of ruling, a CEO who hoards respect, resources, and spotlight, like he's collecting Pokemon cards. The drama heightens because Yayo doesn't shy from moral judgment. He isn't just naming names, he's defining the difference between kings and kings for hire, and then he drops the punchline. 50 Cent, in contrast, actually puts people on, flexing his wealth, influence, and connections in a way that lifts his crew rather than leaving them in the lobby clutching free Wi-Fi. The suspense is delicious. Fans now have to wrestle with the uncomfortable truth that loyalty and leadership might not live in the upper echelons of rap royalty. They live in street-tested crews, hustlers with a spine, bold, biting, and unapologetic. Yayo's critique feels like a dagger wrapped in designer leather, sleek, precise, and likely to leave social media buzzing for weeks. Here's where it gets cinematic. Yayo drops the stack bundles bomb like a Molotov cocktail in a penthouse. He implies that Jim Jones failed to lift his protege out of the struggle, hinting that neglect and absence might have led to tragedy. It's not just criticism, it's moral reckoning wrapped in suspense, and the audience gasps like they're watching the plot twist of a true crime series. Yayo frames it as a contrast. Loyalty and mentorship aren't optional, they're survival tools, lifelines in a world where neglect can be fatal. The drama explodes because he's touching raw nerves, reminding everyone that the hood doesn't forgive selfishness, and history remembers who saved who and who left people to sink. Social media lights up with fans debating accountability versus respect for the deceased, and every comment feels like a jury deliberation. Yayo's move is bold, audacious, and reckless, but that's the fuel of hip-hop legend making, daring to expose uncomfortable truths while shaking the internet's cage. If loyalty were an Olympic sport, 50 Cent would be on the gold podium holding Yayo on his shoulders, while Jim Jones is stuck doing push-ups in the background. Yayo uses his own story as evidence. 50 Cent didn't just talk about support, he executed it like a general in a war zone, protecting his crew, putting money in their pockets, and ensuring they got visibility. Jim Jones, by contrast, is framed as the absent commander, one whose crew allegedly floundered without guidance. The tension is cinematic. Fans are split between admiration and outrage, watching a war of ethics and street code unfold like a live-action chess match. Yayo's tone mixes reverence for 50 with biting critique for Jim, creating suspense that keeps everyone glued. Will Jim respond, or does the internet alone become the jury? Bold claims meet audacious humility. Yayo says, "I survived because my people had my back," but the twist is that survival alone doubles as a savage clapback to anyone who dares question his narrative. Loyalty, not bars, is the true currency here, and Yayo is swimming in it, while throwing shade that could eclipse a solar eclipse. Enter Jim Jones, stage left, dripping rage and sarcasm like champagne in a hurricane. He mocks Yayo's looks, because if you can't win the moral argument, you attack the reflection in the mirror. Jim frames Yayo as a puppet of 50 Cent, a man who couldn't survive the rap jungle without a literal bodyguard, manager, and hype machine rolled into one. The suspense, delicious. Every sentence is a mix of insult, threat, and gaslighting, keeping fans on edge like they're reading the rap version of Game of Thrones. Jones's anger feels performative yet personal, a reality TV fusion of ego and street code. It's bold, provocative, and let's be honest, hilarious, imagining two grown men arguing over loyalty and appearances while millions of fans sip tea is reality TV at its finest. Yayo, of course, doesn't blink. The scene is set for a social media showdown, with every fan predicting the next tweet, post, or subtle clapback that will set the internet ablaze. Silence isn't golden, it's tactical. Yayo doesn't reply with words, he drops a visual mic on Instagram, a photo of Max B, Jim Jones' old nemesis, like he's throwing a hand grenade wrapped in designer labels. The suspense is insane, no caption needed, just visual warfare. Fans explode, decoding every pixel, every subtle nod, as if it's ancient hieroglyphics from the streets. The move reignites tension like gasoline on a fire that's been smoldering for years. Social media naturally goes nuclear. Did Yayo just reopen old wounds? Is Max B back in the equation? Every comment section becomes a battle royale. It's audacious, cheeky, and shows the power of silent aggression. Sometimes the loudest statement is no words at all, just action and legacy combined. Yayo just played 4D chess while everyone else is playing checkers with insults. At its core, This isn't about Instagram posts, diss tracks, or photo bombs. It's a philosophical war disguised as a rap feud. Yayo preaches a gospel. Your value isn't in your chains, cars, or streams. It's in how well your people rise under your guidance. He's the school teacher of street ethics, grading life with loyalty is the ultimate metric. Jim Jones counters with swagger and self-assertion. His crew is thriving, self-made, and doesn't need handouts to validate success. Suspense pulses through the debate because fans are forced to pick a side. Morality versus autonomy, mentorship versus self-made, loyalty versus independence. Social media explodes with hot takes, think pieces, and memes, turning philosophical discourse into an absurdly entertaining spectator sport. Bold, audacious, and relentless, Yayo frames himself as the moral compass while Jim Jones flexes his empire-building credentials. The twist, both sides have merit, leaving fans perpetually torn, constantly refreshing timelines, and wondering who truly represents street code, leadership, and legacy. In the end, the feud transcends beef. It's a battle for truth, respect, and the definition of what it means to lead. And that's a wrap, fam. Yo, if you thought this tea was hot, you ain't ready for what's coming next. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell, cause we're just getting started. Stay tuned, stay savage, and remember, in hip hop, loyalty ain't optional, it's everything. Peace.